what's up, yo? What's going on with you? Listen, um, oh man, what's up, Gray? You alright? Alright. Look, I'm doing my video, man. So watch yourself. Remember last time I stepped on your ass? I did too, man. Y'all heard on that video. Yeah. Listen. Um, when sometimes when people ask questions to me, I listen real good to what they're saying or what they're trying to say to me. You see, um, when they ask me, a lot of people don't ask me things. You see, because they look at my art and they say that's who I am. You see what I'm saying? So they don't ask me because they're afraid, and it's like, what you afraid of? You said, these are my bodies. This is how I used to talk. This is how I talk in today. However it may be, whatever door I'm in, that's how I talk. You see, if however you are, that's what you're going to receive from me. You see, plain and simple. However you come, that's what you're going to receive. You see? So, but anyway, this couple, this brother and sister, you see, not brother and sister, from the root, from the egg, you know what I'm saying? They just, what you call them, girlfriend, boyfriend, because they ain't married, they just together, you see what I'm saying? So I don't know what y'all call them, a male and a female, fuck it. But listen, he was wondering, how do you know if a person come from the same star or same body, you see, inside of that star as you? How do you know? You know what I'm saying? And it's the opposite of you. How would you know? You see, first of all, when people ask me things like that, I kind of like pause a little bit. I pause and I say to myself, rapidly in me, I wonder if they want to know for real. You see, I wonder if they want to know for real. And if they don't know, you see, if they don't know, why or where have they been? Because even if I tell them, it's not going to change what they then gathered here or intellectually throughout their years. It's not going to change. They're just going to be laid with knowledge or some new understanding, you see, until they can extend that understanding that I was giving. You see, I just told them, in order to know these things, you don't have to read a book. You don't have to go to somebody that sounds grand, they got good words and they got a title on them, you see, or they renowned, said, all that bullshit, you see. Only thing you have to do is know you. That's it, know you. And don't be afraid to see you in other people. You see, you can see you in other people. These people, like when you're doing certain things and you see people that talk like you, that move like you, that get your rhythm, you see, get the way you talk, your creativity, You know what I'm saying? Your character. You see, y'all come from the same house. You see, the only difference is the garment is different. You see, and the environment. You see, so you're gonna look at them as different. You see? So what you do, you don't hold the positive, you don't hold the negative. You give that to the universe. You see? You give that to the universe, meaning you is be inside of it. Since the earth is inside of the universe and the sun is inside of the universe, you be inside. You see? You be inside that whole body. Hold on. Niggas hella stupid. But that's what you do. You see, that's what you do. You see, just be inside. You have to be inside. You don't listen. The positives and the negatives are already working for you. They're already working for you. You see? They're already working for you. Don't even fuck with it. Don't even talk about the person is negative or talk about a person is positive. Don't even talk about your positivity. Don't talk about your negative. You see? Because none of that shit is yours. Everything is already done. You see? All these bodies are already done. You see? It's the people that's reading these books. And you know, and then they got these things to where it looked like they achieved something or they got seals of approval and all these other type things. You see what I'm saying? They got good diction. They articulate with the words in the things that they say. So therefore, you see, they the ones that you gravitate towards. You see? But oftentimes back in the day, we used to go in the forest. You see, we used to go in the forest and talk to the nigga in the forest and shit. You know what I'm saying? To build him a little wood cabin and shit. You know what I'm saying? That don't have shit. You see? All gray and fucked up. You see? That's who we used to talk to. You see? Or go in the woods and shit and find these niggas. You see? That's who we used to talk to. We ain't used to talk to these motherfuckers out here. You see? Shit. You know? Back in the day, motherfuckers used to go in these forests, go in the woods. Boy, every time something pop off, man, they go straight to them priests. They call them priests. Some of them call them bums, or some of them call them whatever you want to call them, however it may be. You see, but they're not in this world. They're not of this world. They're in it, but they're not of it. You see what I'm saying? You see? But the first thing they're gonna tell you is, nigga, what? Why you looking like you looking? Why you talking like you talking? You see? Why do you want to know? What's the purpose of it? What's the purpose of it? Why you want to know the stars, nigga? They're right above your head. What are you doing that's not allowing you to look up? You see? Why are you opening yourself up for somebody to pimp you? You see, to pimp you. You know, that's what you're doing. You got a lot of hoes out this motherfucker, male and females. You know what I'm saying? They love to be pimped. You see, they put themselves in position to be pimped by anybody that got game, anybody that got the gift of gab. You see what I'm saying? Anybody that got that type of shit, boy, they shit. They just toss their money at them. They toss it at them and shit. And look, and all these, and all the hoes get fucked later on. You see, all the hoes get fucked later on, and then you go 20, 30 years in the future and shit, and you see that all this knowledge is still here. They talking about the same motherfucking thing. The only difference is, well, there is no difference. It just got worse. You see what I'm saying? You know, yeah, it shit just got worse, but the garments, they just made them beautified. They just beautified the garments. You see? So it'll look different. You see? When you seeing all these women and shit out here, you know what I'm saying? All these women and shit out here wearing all that makeup and shit. This is the 60s. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's how they used to dress in the 60s with the eyebrows and shit like that. Late 50s and 60s and shit, you know, looking like clowns and all this other type of shit. You see? Now, if you're learning that shit, figure out the transition. How was the minds back then? You see? Look, what comes around goes around. You see? What comes around goes around. When you talking about listen, I met my sister here. I met my sister. You know what I'm saying? And look, my sister, auntie, mama, somebody, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? She think I'm something else, of however it may be. She probably feels something, but she just can't grab on. She just can't grab it. You see, because what I talk about is totally different than her possession. You see, it's totally different than her possession. She's possessed by the shit that she's reading from the outside. And I be watching her and listening to her, and I'm like, God damn, fuck these people. Go inside so you can see the algorithm that we implanted in each other. That's how I know that you are. You see, she got the algorithm. Everything, she got the algorithm of my study, the shit that I'm doing in my house and shit. You know what I'm saying? With my cryptology, with my crypts and shit. You see? She's right on time with all this shit. I could be thinking about something. I'll visit her house, and then all of a sudden, here she is doing it. And I ain't even made a video or nothing. It's like I just wrote it down, and she's right there doing the shit that it just fucks me up. But I can't say nothing to her because, you know what I'm saying? Listen, oftentimes when you get people that's beautified, they look at themselves on the outside and they talk about that. You see, the reason why she looks like that is because what was inside of her a long time ago. You see, the only reason she looks like that is because what was inside of her a long time ago. You see, and can't nobody but her brother or her uncle or her pops or whatever can share these things with her. You see, I can't say a motherfucking thing. She gonna have to feel it. You see, because if I say something, it's gonna cause a glitch. You know what I'm saying? That's how I broke my leg. That's how I broke my arm trying to defeat this shit. You see, when you connected, you can't do shit because you don't fuck with the negative and you don't fuck with the positive. You let the universe control you. You see, because their engine gonna always work. You're just inside of it, so you just do exactly what it's telling you to do. You see, you just feel this shit. You see, now I can go into a whole nother house and put a different garment on it and then holler out a religious name. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, holler out a religious name and then metaphorically talk about it has a son or it has this mother and all this other type of shit, or has a mother without a father, a physical father. I can do all that type of shit. You see? Because that's all that shit is. That's all it is. They just different. People, listen, with all these houses that you see from 1 to 12, the only thing they doing, each house is infinite. Each house is infinite. You see what I'm saying? Look, and everybody in that motherfucking house, they always create their own colors. They create their own colors. They shine the way they want to shine. You see, later on, it become religions. Later on, become gods, spirits, all this other type of shit. You see? But anyway, that's what I was telling him. I just told him, or them, her, him and her. You see? I just told them. Don't feel shit. I mean, don't hold on to that negative or positive shit. If you see somebody and you see they're real negative at you, or however it may be, see how it's making you feel. See what it's doing to you. See how it's affecting you. See what they touched. You see what they touched. You see? And talk about it, and then let it die or kill it. Let it go. You see, talk about it out loud and then let it go and see what else happens. You see what else happens, because they're harming you. The universe know you ain't done nothing to them. You see, these are just radical elements that's trying to prevent you or trying to mate with you. The positive mates just like the negative mate. You see, have you ever heard somebody say of nothing but positive energy? Fuck that, I don't want nothing but positive energy around this motherfucker, right? Everybody positive. But then here comes some negative motherfuckers that got on positive garments. You see? And so you treating them like the soulful positive motherfuckers, right? You can't see. You see, you treating them just like the people, the soulful, positive motherfuckers. Then all of a sudden, here they come. They gonna switch on your motherfucking ass and bring that negative shit out. What you gonna do about it? You ain't exercised nothing about a root. You ain't drink no water from that root that's down in the ground, that negative, wherever it may be. You ain't done shit. You don't even own the negative. You've been so positive all your motherfucking life. You see what I'm saying? You don't even know what it feels like. You see? And then they shock your ass, bring you back to another space. You see? And you talking and you acting like you don't know what to do. All this other type of shit. Your whole world is fucked. You see? Don't let nobody shock you. Don't let nobody shock you. But anyway, I always put my shit in it. You know, anytime somebody tell me something and I try to share it with y'all, I only give y'all 10%. I be just giving you 10% shit, because I don't be knowing, I can't hold what people be saying and shit all the damn time. I can't hold that shit. I be trying to hold it, but it's hard. Love y'all. Bye-bye.